Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to our very first live stream lesson here at the Callaway Performance Centre. I'm delighted to say I'm joined by Matt Sandercock. Matt, how are you? You're back from holidays?
Good. Yeah, back from sunny Spain. So the lights of hardish weather again now to teach you some good stuff. Get rid of the bad stuff, I guess.
Yeah, lots of bad stuff to get rid of. You recently had a PGA Pro-Am here a couple of weeks ago. How did that go?
Brilliant. It was the first one we've done in over 11 years. Huge success, great pros. I mean, Brian McCormack wins with 5 under. Great scoring. I didn't really see that score out of myself. So yeah, it's great to see. I certainly didn't quite shoot that score, but that's a bit more for me to work on my own game than it is anyone else's problem. So huge to have that event back with us.
And so, yeah, looks like that'll be back next year?
Yep. Yeah, MCM have confirmed they're going to be supporting us again next year for sponsoring the Pro-Am. So hoping to maybe rise it a little bit, make it a little bit bigger and better again than we had this year. 35 teams this year. So we might stretch it a little bit more and see what we can do, see if we can get some tougher scores on the course again.
What's the maximum number of teams you could have for an event like that?
It varies a lot. If we went for a double shotgun, possibility of a 2-day event, we might just do a longer running tea time sheet. There's a lot of options, a lot of opportunities. It's really down to what we want to deliver, and the main thing is having a great day with us, as well as having the performance on the golf course by the regional pros.
So listen, we'll get into the lesson today. As many of you guys probably know at this point, my driver has been causing me problems. The high right, the low left. I've got every miss going on really at the moment. So what are we going to work on? You saw me hit a couple of shots. What are the first kind of things you're going to get me to look at?
A couple of swings there. You have the 7-iron. Obviously, it's a starting point for me to go from. People do swing it different between irons and woods. That's obvious.
Sure.
Different length of club, different lofts. The general swing itself was looking pretty good with the wood. I mean, attack angle is positive. You want to keep an eye on that. Face angle looks to be our big one. That's a bit adaptable.
Yeah.
Club path and face path. They're pretty good. Club path in particular, but more that face angle we just want to check is not spraying open. And see if we can center up that strike.
Sure. So guys, this is a driver lesson. So if you guys have any questions on the driver swing, if you got any problems that you need fixing or would like a little bit of advice from Matt, get your questions into us. We're also live on YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter. We've got prizes for people as well. So if you get a question in, we've got 2 €50 Happy vouchers. And then the biggest prize is a Legends Tour goodie bag. We were obviously at the Legends Tour event. Matt was playing in it as well. So we've got a dozen golf balls, Legends Tour branded. We have Legends Tour head cover, Legends Tour towels. We've got a bottle of Buffalo bourbon. I think like the value of that prize is actually like 300-400 quid. It's actually a really good prize. So best question. Matt's going to pick the best question. Okay. And yeah, that's what you're going to get.
Just to be clear, that's not the toughest question. It's just the best question.
Just the best
for me to answer.
Very good. Right. Well, let's get into it.
Let's see what we can do.
What do you want me to do here first?
So really, our first thing is going to be picking our target. For us here on the range, yellow flag in the distance, you can see just right at the two main trees.
The
kind of
green,
central.
Yeah. Okay.
Gives us a good point to line up with.
Sure.
Let's see here a couple of swings. Main thing I'm looking for initially is consistency.
Okay.
What's the consistent good thing and what's the consistent maybe not so good thing?
Okay.
And then we can look to address a few bits from there.
Sure.
So you have a couple of swings. Swing it as you would. You want to have a little bit of a preset routine sometimes. It might be something you do, something you don't do. If not, it's something you should be doing. Preset routine is crucial.
Absolutely.
Treat the range like you do the golf course.
Okay.
So if we're on the first tee at Sea Point, the Legends, like you were last week.
Didn't hit driver off that hole.
There we go. Okay.
That's the big thing, Jonny. It has to be like it is on a golf course.
Okay. Very good. Get the routine in. I'd say for a bit of context for people at home, before the pandemic, I was playing the best golf of my life. I was hitting phase off the tee, very confident with driver in my hand. I was probably shooting 2-3 over fairly regularly.
Good.
During the pandemic, then I tried to get rid of the high right miss, which was my big miss, which is kind of always lurking. And so with that, I tried to move over to a draw, which, you know, when I hit a draw, it's lovely, but now the low left comes into play fairly regularly.
A couple of misses there.
So there's 2 misses there, a lack of confidence. And then I think with that lack of confidence comes like, I'm concerned about my alignment. Am I aiming too far right? Am I not? So really, our headspace
we're in a melting pot before we start.
Absolutely.
So I think we're going to see what we can do. We'll checking any injury points, because obviously that's going to change a few things.
Okay.
And is there anything you're particularly doing? Have you had a lesson somewhere recently and they've said, aim left? Or, you know, these things are crucial, because what you find a lot with people in lessons is they're working on a point they might have got from 3 or 4 years ago. That could be totally irrelevant for today. So if you have got any of that, let me know in a sec. Have a few shots to start with.
Yeah, I would say
aim in the yellow flag and hit it.
sure.
Do the routine. Okay, going from this so far, there's no practice swing for Johnny when he gets onto the golf course.
No, there is.
Yet to line one up, but he was listening well, obviously. So
I've
see what you can
I've lined up. I know I am lined up. I think I'm lined up anyway. You know, that doesn't happen on the golf course. Definitely not first time.
You mean dead straight and absolute bomb? Yeah, that doesn't happen on the golf course.
So Mick is obviously here as well. He's going to be moderating all your comments, and he'll be chiming in with his 2 cents straight away. Like that doesn't happen first
the
time.
dead center in the cross on track 9 strike shows this might not be the hardest lesson we've ever had to do, or is it going to just go downhill from here only?
As you said, it's consistency though.
But that's the thing as well. Also, like driving range golf and golf course golf, very, very different. Like first tee on the left, on first tee yesterday, I played 18 holes here. I thought I was aiming right down the middle of the fairway. I went over the big tree on the left. So
the key thing
it's
there
a
for
different
me
thing.
would be, did it start left or did it turn left?
So yeah, I'm a little bit pulley.
Okay.
Across the bag, a little bit pulley.
Across the bag is a bit pulley, okay?
Yeah. We go again?
Yeah, hit a couple more there. I mean, generally, I'd always want to see at least 6 shots to kind of gauge.
Will we fire through 6?
Fire through 6.
And we'll let you guys
I
kind
can
of
pick up the rest
comment in there. Ah, Jesus.
That's 2 fairways.
That's 2 for 2. Okay.
This is the general lesson.
But this isn't
Go to the
again.
doctor and
This
you feel
isn't what I do, which it nearly makes you feel worse because they're 2 perfect drives. Like that's great, but I'm just not doing this when it comes to the course. Nick, I need a little bit of confidence here, or reassure the people that this isn't what I do.
No, it's not.
You don't need your microphone, mate. People can hear you.
I haven't seen you hit 2 dead straight like that in a long time.
They are, ironically, in strike point, they were 10 mil apart.
Okay.
So that's,
What
when
does
you're
that-
considering
what
the
does that
ball is
mean?
only like an inch. Say
Okay.
you're talking of a 1 1/4 inch golf ball, and you've struck that 10 mil off center,
Okay.
and that was a good one. The bad one must be moving
Yeah.
a good
yeah,
bit
yeah.
away, which is showing obviously where the face is impacting the ball is variant. A bit more toe strike, hence with a little bit more high flight and a bit more of a draw.
Okay.
Yeah, you hit it great.
Sure.
You take it. You wouldn't tell your playing partners it wasn't
Yeah.
flush, but 10 mil out the middle is going to work.
Okay.
There's obviously something there that is going to creep it.
Yeah. I felt a little bit more like I saved it. Felt like I pulled it a bit.
Yeah, and obviously the ball flight dropped, which means
Yeah.
that you've de-lofted it a little bit, which will be the start of probably where things start
Start
to
kind of getting
change.
messy. Yeah.
From my perspective, during the lessons, I'd be looking a lot of the time at ball flight and height.
Sure.
You've currently gone from 103 foot in height in your first one. That one was 74.
Okay.
So all of a sudden,
That's a big drop off.
a big drop. And if you're not now reaching the apex of your flight, so the highest point in your flight, that ball's going to land quicker.
Yeah.
It's now going to run. So like I say last week at the Legends event, if you're on C point, you get the wrong angle and you're running and you're going into some of the hay around the place. It's going to be more awkward. So that's already the start of what we're seeing. Club Path had a massive variant for the first time.
I think at C
That's
Point,
one to watch.
we played obviously 4 rounds. We played in the 2 pro-ams and then the tournament days. I hit 2 drivers each day. That was it. Like there's just no confidence there, and because I knew that if I pull it, it'll run. It'll go into that.
Get yourself
into
into
the
play
hay.
and then you can
That's
play
it.
from there. Yeah, I mean,
I never hit so many 4 irons in my life. Like,
I wouldn't advise that either.
it's certainly demoralizing. And that's where the right starts coming in.
Yeah. Light was good. All right. Hey, just hit one more for me there, okay? So this will be strike 5 of this session. There's already a good bit of difference in numbers we're seeing.
Sure.
Nothing too dangerous, but there's also a lot of good repetition. So we want to keep some of the good bits there. So out of the 5, you'd be relatively happy, I'd say, on a golf course. With 3 of them are definitely on the fairway.
For sure.
Shot 4 may have hung on. Shot 2 or 3 there on the left-hand side is your one with fear in.
Yeah.
So from a numbers perspective, as I work through it, Club Path is traveling left. Okay? Okay, so
Okay.
the obvious thing there for me, an easy way to show it is straight line to that yellow flag, say, is here. Your club path is traveling 3 degrees left.
Okay.
This is when you're swinging good,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So we've got to take that into consideration, that the bad swing might be 6 left, which now means the ball has to start left. So you look at Jonny's numbers when the club face is actually 3 or 4 degrees open every time. He's only hitting his straight shots today due to the club path traveling 3 degrees to the left,
Sure.
but the face being
Like that.
3 degrees
Yeah.
open, so it ends up being a straight shot. Just
Okay.
slightly
Yeah.
underpowered.
So his face is going one way and the swing guy's going the other way, and that's what's giving him a straight. As
So
opposed
that's
to
great when we time it. If you time that wrong, now where do you want to go, left or right?
And you can go both.
Yeah, you got both options. Now going left with a shut face, there's your low flight.
Yeah.
And that's what happened to you on Friday.
And then
Yeah.
if you swing to the right, you get sick of going left, you swing right, but you're now used to holding this face 3 or 4 open.
Yeah.
Now you've got high right.
Sure.
So there's both the shots covered in one fundamental, which is
Yeah.
really the club path.
Okay.
The other elements you see in there is the low point position. And people don't understand where low point is. Low point is massive for me in coaching the golf. And that's where the ball and strike is. So if the ball was here, with the driver, you want to be low point, grounding out your swing around 2 inches behind the ball. You're striking the ball on the up,
And,
which
yeah.
is what you're doing. When we look through the shots you hit there, one that you didn't get right, you're actually coming in dead level and you're only 1 inch behind. So
Okay.
you're hitting down on it that little bit more.
Yeah.
That to me is what's leading me on to really the swing point and the part of the lesson that we just need to look at. Now, there's 2 things I'd want to start with. One is injury.
Yeah.
You know you've got a little bit of a shoulder niggle
Yeah.
from past. The other one is there any knee or ankle issues?
Yes.
Predominantly right-sided.
Yeah. So I guess I played hockey for 14, 15 years. Tore out my AC joint in my left shoulder. That's a grade 4, grade 5 tear. That had me in a sling for a good while. And then just general wear and tear on my knees. Playing hockey, run on AstroTurf. Both my knees, like Megan's here, obviously, she'll tell you, if I played 36 holes in over 2 days, my knees are seriously sore. Like I'm sleeping with them elevated. Like it's painful.
So you can see that a little bit in the golf swing due to the unwillingness, so to speak, of the body to want to rotate onto that right side.
Okay.
Okay, so you're staying on that left side a little bit too much for me.
Okay.
So from my position here, if I'm swinging and hitting the ball this way,
yeah,
it's showing that you're getting a little bit here. As you then try and turn, when we go down the line, it means you can only turn left.
Okay.
Because the weight's not got onto this right side.
Yeah,
So we
okay.
need to try and get that right side loaded that bit more. So from here, it's a lot easier for you to release down the line as opposed to being across the line.
Sure.
You know, if we stay on that left side, if you're here, there's no way you can turn that. You
Yeah.
just wouldn't do it unless
For sure.
you completely collapse.
And then I think sometimes then if I do kind of get caught behind myself, I'm coming up like this and face is open and I'm
your
pushing
poor ones
everything
you've
out
hit
that
so
way.
far, the body stops moving to
Okay.
allow the hands
Yeah.
to come up. So you end up stopping the rotation and popping. Like if I had to say who you're swinging it like, you'd be like a Lee Westwood, you know, because that's where it is.
Don't
We're
mention
not,
the
we're not in
enemy.
I mean, I wouldn't mind being Lee Westwood.
I'd take Lee Westwood all day long.
I'd be quite happy with that. I think the big thing I'm seeing there is that what I mean is that it's very lateral movements.
Okay.
Okay.
Bit of a slide.
Which is why your iron play is not a problem. You can
Okay.
press the ball obviously quite nicely. Distance can be an issue, but it's having that rotational point. I mean, if you look at Westwood's numbers, I'm sure he's a fader predominantly, club across the ball, face slightly open.
Yeah.
That's great. I mean, it could be you just need to decide you're going to fade it everywhere.
I think that's a decision you do need to make.
Yeah.
You're chopping and changing.
I
You
think-
know, like
think so.
Martin Keimer was the prime example.
Yeah.
Number 1 in the world, and tries to draw it around Augusta and
Yeah.
goes to pieces.
I would say there's a hesitancy, or there was probably an ego thing more than anything. Because you know when you play with high handicaps, their miss is always that right, and they're coming across it and everything. And people always say like players hit a draw, and at that point in my
are
game,
you describing me?
well, I mean, you're a different level. You're a bandit. You're a 12 in a 18 mask. Like
I think that's where you need to start, and I think that's for you, or I think it's for anyone watching this. Even decide what you are hitting.
Yeah.
Like looking at you now, you've already got a relatively strong left-hand grip.
okay,
So do we attack the big hip turn, which we know we've now got right knee, right ankle, good.
flat feet as well.
Yeah.
They're mixed in there.
You're relatively positive on the attack angle.
Sure.
2, 3, 4 degrees. So already you're hitting up
Okay.
from a left-hand position. So you're already getting used to doing this. You know, so
Like
you're having
I'm
to
used to doing that
tilt back,
a little bit.
and do that. So if I start loading your right side, are you just going to balloon the thing even more?
So when you say load, you mean just have more of his weight on his back
foot? During the golf swing. Start is perfect. Posture's really good. Alignment's good.
Okay.
Like really, you should be hitting driver a lot more.
Yeah.
It's definitely a mental thing. Like forehand, that's going to be the hardest club in the bag, and yet people revert back to it.
You hit a forehand for a lot of tees recently, and there's been no issue with them.
I know, and that's the thing. I can hit it, pick a point with the 4-iron, and I'll know it'll go there. But particularly when last week we were playing links, and I think there's also the element of there's a pro you know, there's a fair few people there. I don't want to be, you know, I don't want to be an insurance claim. There were spectators
all day.
Yeah.
So really, from the swing perspective, I think for you want to start looking at seeing your golf shot being a little fade.
Sure.
Right, and I think that's a big step to take with anyone. Understand what your strength is, and then play to it.
Sure.
I think if we start moving load of weight on the right side, it's going to get messy.
Okay.
So from a start line perspective, now we do need to start looking at probably being the middle tree, or the tree in the middle of the range there, just left and top.
Okay.
And start seeing that fade and committing to that.
Sure.
Because what's happening now is when you don't commit, the hands flick, you hit it left, and the body stops.
Yeah.
I think if you can understand that you can hit like a power fade down the left everywhere,
yeah,
you'll commit, you'll get on with it. Then you know if you hit it left, it's generally that your body stops and you're going to flip your hands. And that's exactly what's going to happen.
Okay. So I'll probably jump a few steps ahead here. But when the body stops, is that just a case of, oh, you're on the course, he's got to remember to just keep turning?
That's you on the golf course going, oh no, there's trouble down the left.
Yeah,
and I'm going to hit it in there. I'll stop and I'll steer it. And now actually you go 60 yards right, or you actually hit it on the left anyway because the hands get quicker.
I'd say like people that know the 4th hole here in Mount Juliet, nice narrow corridor. There is depth left and right. So I mean, I generally wouldn't hit driver off that anyway. But if you were, that's the type of hole where you just got to commit to the turn.
For me personally, I hit driver down 4 majority of the time.
That's why you're the pro.
Because there's nowhere to go though.
Yeah.
If I pull out, I can't miss it left and I can't miss it right. So it means I have to commit.
So you're saying the bidding is just commit to your shot shape.
Commit, pick your
and
shot,
just trust
commit.
that
what's coming out is what you've picked.
Yeah.
Because when I look at every number on here, I mean, like this is where TrackMan, Top Tracer, these things are great. What's really varying? I mean, not a lot. Club path varying between -1 and -3. So you've only really got a 2-degree variant. That's nothing major.
Yeah.
You know, your speed is good throughout the bag. The height is dropping, but that's due to the face being closed when you go too far left. Fine, drops by 30 feet. Club path, you're within like -2.6 left. This club path really you're doing it every time. So the consistency.
So is that a problem? His club has a problem?
Not if we're going to just go with it.
Okay.
It's a problem if he says I want to hit a draw. But now we've got to move the club path from 2.6 left, 2.6 right.
Okay.
We've got to do a 5-degree path change.
Yeah.
And he's used to having a 3-degree club face open, that we now need to have a 3-degree club face shut.
So that would just mess everything when
Mess
you're
it
trying
up.
to change it.
Okay.
It would ruin most things.
So we're going to just live with that.
We live with it and we pick and pick out what that strength is. Now, if you said to me, Matt, I don't want to do that, I need to hit a draw.
No.
Then we have to go there.
I'm beyond that. I'm beyond that at this point.
I think if we start realistically starting the golf swing from a visualization point and being here and going, right, I need to start it on here. You hone in on all the little pieces that are around here.
Yeah.
Right, and start
from an alignment
over
side.
Here. Yeah. So you're fully committed to alignment because for some reason you have it in your head, your alignment moves. Your alignment's been bang on here. Now you are at a range. You are lined up. You're hitting into a field effectively. Nice as ours is. You know, at the end of the day, if you lose that ball in that tree, you'll hit another one. So be really specific and set yourself small little targets. You're going to hit over this piece of grass.
What I've been doing is for the last few is there's one line of grass right there, one grain of grass. That's been my line so far.
So I'd say to you, if you set up again that piece of grass that you're going over. All right. So if I was here now.
Yeah.
Right. Can you see that piece of grass?
Yes.
Over here.
That one there,
Yeah. Right. Now what can you see?
Yeah, I can still see it.
Yeah. You pick something in nearer. There's no danger of your head tilting or your shoulders turning to look at something.
Okay.
Something you see a lot of amateurs, professionals, my alignment will be my strongest point, is they pick a point, they pick a target, they pick a flag, and they stand over the ball, and then they look. And next thing you see,
everything's moving.
Twist.
Okay.
So now the top half is going left.
Yeah.
The bottom half is square. We can only chop across it. But I'd be saying to you, only look for something within a grip's length of the ball.
Okay.
Pick a target that's within here. So
just for people looking at just on the edge of the mat is where Johnny's kind of trying to pick his.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I'd say to everyone, right, stand behind the ball. I mean, Ricky Fowler, man of the moment right now. He had a phenomenal ability to line up by looking down the line.
Yeah.
Lining the shaft ball right the way through. If you lined it through here, you may well pick a spot.
Yeah, there's a small little piece of grass, that just there.
There.
That piece there.
Okay, so if we went here, that's where you're happy to hit that from.
Yeah.
Right. If you were coming down the line now, is that where you want to start that ball?
Probably like a half centimeter left, but yeah,
You want to go further left?
No, it probably is a little bit too far to the left.
So that's why half a centimeter is massive.
Yeah.
If your mid strike is 10 mil, the ball is 1.25 inches. You're happy to live with half a centimeter off to start with.
That's huge. Like.
I hate slow golf. Right? That's my opening line with this one. I hate it. I detest it. That's one of the hardest things playing pro-ams is slow golf.
Yeah.
Give yourself 30 seconds to get alignment correct.
Cool. So half centimeter is actually massive.
Massive.
Okay.
If you miss the putt by half a centimeter, it's not going in.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So like, granted, the fairway might be 30 yards, but at the end of the day, you're going for a target. Okay. Pick a point.
Okay. Yeah.
Literally within a grip.
Got it.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Line that club face up to that. Now you're confident in your head that's where it's going. You start the ball over there. However you want to swing that golf club, irrelevant of.
And my target's the 2 trees now, is it?
Still aim at the flag.
Okay,
you're going to move it. We know your good shot moves around 4 or 5 yards. So
okay, I got it.
That flag. Okay. Ends up on target. We hit a draw, not the fade. It didn't matter.
No,
because we honed our target into such a small piece
that I went over that.
That we went over that piece. If we had started that half centimeter, a centimeter left, and then drew it,
yeah,
that could be in a late.
Okay.
But we're honing in our point to be in such a specific start point. From a swing perspective, what changed? Attack angle still the same, club path still the same, face the path is open, toe strike would be my guess. It started to turn over a little bit.
So that's gone from what minus 2.6 open closed.
Club path is still 2.4 left,
okay,
which is fine. Face path is a little bit more open, which to me should mean a toe-ish strike. There you go.
Okay.
So it was just that it came out the toe that it drew.
That's why it drew.
And if he had hit it more in the middle, it probably would have faded because that was his shot.
It would have faded because all the numbers point to me that he's 2.5 degrees left of target movement, and the face was 5 degrees open. That means if I'm going that way, it's going to spin this way. Yeah, so you have to have hit toe.
Sure.
Which now means if we're only hitting the toe, but we're ending up straight, not going to be far off. So we keep going with that. Now we've picked our alignment. Now, if we keep hitting toe, we look at it. Okay, because I'd imagine that if we start hitting toe, it's going to be due to a release point.
Sure.
But that could be just due to confidence. You might be strangling the club for lack of confidence on the golf course, not letting it release, and it's making this exaggerated left movement way more on the course than you're showing me because relaxed environment, learning.
There's something on the line.
Yeah.
How are we doing for questions from the audience?
Garrett's a very good question. He says, is the body not sinking with the swing one of the most common faults that you see?
Body not sinking with the swing.
So is that like...
So Johnny not accepting into the fade?
It is, but I think you got to just understand why is it not sinking more than is it not? It's not, no. Very rarely.
There's a reason for it.
Yeah, you can look across the board. You can look at any player on tour. Brooks Koepka never really looks like he's synced. If you want to talk of a lovely one flowing motion, Mickelson probably looks the most synced a lot of the time. It doesn't necessarily mean the visual syncing. I think what it means is the timing and the timing of you. Okay. You're turning and then your club's delivering the angles. Let's run with it. I think that's a really good way to look at it. Good question.
Yeah. Another one here from Michael. He says, if a 3/4 backswing feels more comfortable, is that okay? And you just focus on the follow through?
Yeah, it's fine. Go as long as you can. We're all going to get older, right?
Just make it as comfortable for you.
Get comfortable, but just keep trying to stretch out. Sure. Get as long as you can in that backswing, because in golf, if we start shortening our swing at 25, 30, we try and play at 65, this thing could be like, right? And then it's going to get harder.
But I suppose John Ram doesn't have that massive big...
John Ram has an unbelievable position. He's only got a short arm swing. He's got a full backswing near on.
Okay.
And
that club head gets
that's
a long
wrist
way
turn,
because
isn't
of that
it?
wrist hinge here.
So
There's quite a few.
It
Tony
looks like
Finau.
he looks like he's only going to there, but he's actually.
When you look at his club head, by the time it finishes motion and he starts to unwind, that club head gets most of the way back. Tony Finau is the same. They look like they're here, but they've got this big
hinge
which
wrist.
then means that when this club comes back, this club here can now reach all the way to Jonny with such a big arc. He's got more than Jonny being a full backswing, pulling him here. Now this club doesn't reach Jonny. So having that width is great. Yeah, 3/4 backswing will improve strike generally. That means you.
Probably easier to control face then because you're not turning it as much.
Yeah, you're not getting so much rotation, but you're also limiting your power, limiting your distance, limiting your speed. So try not to limit yourself in golf. There's enough hindrances.
Yeah.
But yeah, again.
I had another
strike. Yeah, pick that point. Pick that real small target point. Yeah, that's the shot you just want to hit every day.
That's it. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
You know, we're not doing masses. It's not a lesson where we're going to tear apart the right ankle into a new position and move the feet and jump through strike. What did we do? We delivered a 1.6 degree club path left, a 0.1 open club face.
Sure.
So by honing in your focus on a start point,
Yeah.
we're taking out the worrying of when does my club release? When do I do this? When do I do that?
Yeah.
You're picking a much smaller target. You hit it slightly bottom, dead center, which means dead center of the fairway because we honed in on it.
I've got a big tendency when I get to my backswing to collapse.
Yeah.
So like my arms really go here and it'll come in and everything. What is that? Just a lack of turn, or what is that really?
Collapse is generally the rush to get down to the ball.
Okay.
So people think of a collapse being a weak movement. A lot of good players, when they get here, they extend the club away and rotate, give themselves time, width, speed. Poor players get here, they don't collapse, they pull down so hard, generally through anxiousness. Left hand grip, being in a poor position and grip tight is the main reason for that.
Okay.
You know, having that relaxed grip. I think it was Ben Hogan used to say, swing it long and swing it slow on the first tee as long as you can.
Sure.
Like, yeah, he's dead right. The longer you can swing with this left hand being loose, means it is most likely to cause that whip effect and come back. If you're strangling here, this is going to go, well, I can't keep this pressure through my forearm any longer. I'm going to have to yank down on it. Now you're going left, open blade, can lead to the dreaded shanks with the irons and the mad slice with the wood. Grip pressure. You know, and you can't see grip pressure because you've got your glove on.
Yeah.
There's always
I tell you, I'm gripping it tight.
Yeah.
I can feel it. Like it.
It's always the left hand grip pressure that does it. Keep them soft. You know, Garcia with his 35, 40 regrips he has all the time. Like, gets his hands right.
Yeah.
Some guys they have great hands. They always refer to it.
Just another question on ball position for the driver. Does it make a difference? Where would you suggest putting
it
the
does.
ball?
It makes a big difference. Now for us, particularly what Jonny's doing, if Jonny wanted to move the ball now right to left, you know, one of the great things you see on tour is they have the ball position a lot further back than we would have it as amateurs in general coaching. General coaching, I'd say, put it inside your left heel. We've been taught that forever at the PGA. If we bring that ball back a little bit in your stance, your swing direction shifts to go in to out. Okay. Complete mind bender, to be honest.
So that's gonna, if you slice the ball, bringing it back is gonna make it worse.
No, bring it back. Okay, because if the ball gets too far forward, it's very bizarre and hard to see, but if the ball's too far forward.
Yeah.
Okay. To reach that ball now, everyone goes, oh yeah, you'll turn more and you'll. It's very rare does that happen.
You turn.
What generally happens is you turn, you can't reach it. It's now too far away. You end up actually pulling across it harder.
So then you get the
now you get more spin, or you hit an absolute cannon down the left. You say, that was a great strike if only it was straight. Yeah, it was never going to be straight.
Yeah.
Whereas if the ball's a bit more central, I'm not saying central, I mean just not up here.
Okay.
Maybe 3 inches inside the heel, right? Which would be quite a long way back for a lot of guys to teach and show. Have it kind of further back. Now when I'm swinging down, my swing direction is actually still traveling to the right at this point. So from impact, the ball's here. I'm actually now traveling there before I go here. Because the general swing has to work around an arc. If I get the ball too far forward in my arc, I'm now traveling left. Now, if you get too far back, you're going to get stuck back here. But if Jonny was going to hit a draw and he said, Matt, I need to hit a draw. I'm playing Augusta in the morning, right? Big dream and I wouldn't have a lesson the night before.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Two things I wouldn't do together. But I just say to you, maybe just bring that ball back an inch. Jonny has a really good attack angle. Like he's never below 2 degrees up, which means the ball's launching. There's no fear.
Yeah.
Bring that ball back. We see swing direction shift.
Okay.
Ball position's crucial in every club. I think it gets misconstrued a lot of times. I like seeing a wedge in the middle of the stance rather than right up the front all the time. Play it how you want to play it. It's making it comfortable, letting the hands work, letting all these things like Harrington's tips of the day around using his hands, and they use every part to your advantage. Yeah. Just drop the ball back a bit. Even try there. There's nothing going to go in your swing, Johnny. You're going to pick that.
What's my ball position generally like?
You're good. You're
okay?
a ball inside left.
Inside left. Yeah.
Okay. So if you wanted to hit
textbook.
If Johnny wanted to hit a further fade, right? Say he had a bigger corner.
Oh, bigger
push
fade.
The ball up onto that left toe. Okay. Now this will change a few things.
That's inside left toe.
Yep.
It feels really far forward.
Plumb on the big toe. Yeah. It won't be nice for you there, but this will give everyone the opportunity to see the way it changes. Right now, you see that ball moving.
Yeah.
There you go. A lot more shape, harder to reach.
Yeah.
The hit turn, you can't get there. The ball's too far forward. General thing with the slicer is they don't turn.
Yeah.
So if we put the ball further forward, it's even harder to get there. And you get more of a slice.
That didn't feel nice.
Not nice at all.
No.
So then when you look at numbers, what happens? Club path, 6 degrees left.
Yeah.
Completely blows you. So everyone says put the ball forward. Better get the right piece of the jigsaw for you.
Get it inside.
Yeah, so if you pop it back a little bit more now, you go to your left. That's it there, A1. And now just hit that same point. So if you
that feels a lot inside now.
Yeah, well, you were aiming here for a fade, right?
Yeah.
You're not going to aim there. Now you're going to hit this. Is the same swing.
Okay.
You either start it on the right and leave it there, or your hands might react for us and we'll get a little draw. There's your strike.
There it
down
is.
the right-hand side.
Yeah.
But if you could do that and release hands,
yeah,
as in use them.
What do you mean when you say release hands? What is that? What do you mean by that?
Johnny, we picked to use a fade on the basis of when Johnny hits the ball best, he's always thinking.
So my hands aren't
not rotational.
They're not turning over at all.
Very safe. It's shut. When it goes wrong for Johnny, body stops. Hands go, well, I can't physically fit through here. And they break down on you. And they go left. Now, the reason Johnny didn't draw that one, despite actually having a slightly closed face.
Oh, yeah.
So everything there is leading to a draw, other than Johnny's just not used to drawing it enough. Because everything there, the club path went 2.2 degrees right.
Is that a mind thing where his brain sees the fade easier?
Pure fear of that thing going over there.
Yeah.
That's all that is. Like, I can't help the fear.
So, yeah,
other than a bit more practice.
The comment is saying it seems as though a lot of improving your golf swing is being okay with your imperfections and understanding, and then just going with it.
Definitely. When I was teaching very high level players, when I come here, the whole reason I was brought here was on the basis of golf should be natural. It shouldn't be.
Don't try and rebuild a golf swing.
Like, how many people in this world are really going to go professional? How many people are really going to get under 5 handicap? How many people are going to get under 5 handicap by trying to do something that's never going to work for them? Johnny's got a poor left shoulder, a weak pair of knees. That's not a rotational person. That's the Lee Westwood. Now, Lee Westwood was one of the best players in the world, if not the best at one stage. He played at what he had. Time replaced what he has.
Like, just like DJ plays a fade, because that's...
Why does
really
McIlroy draw it? Because that's what he does. When he tries to fade it, he goes missing for 4 months. Like, that's what happens.
Yeah.
Because you're not doing your natural. If you pick your natural, own it in.
Yeah.
And trust that that's you. Then now you're in your own happy place.
I also think you're probably getting more confidence now just by hearing him say, this is what you do well, this is what you hit well, just go and do it.
Well, it just means that, like, when we go out and play Alcana or Harriscourt or whoever, it'll just be a fade all the time. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just got to be a fade.
Fairway's 30 yards and the ball's 1.25 inches. All you have to do is get that 1.25 inches onto that 30 yards. But it starts left edge to right. There's no way the guy's like, we're Jack Nicklaus course, right? So everything in Jack Nicklaus,
he likes a fade.
Technically left to right. Doesn't mean you can't draw it that way. So you can still fade it or draw it, Sometimes a tree in the way, great. Just hit a rescue down that side and then play the hole a little bit differently. Use your strength for what you are. If you're going to hit loads of fairways hitting a cut, do it.
See, that's why I take a putter when you're telling me to chip, because it's my strength.
Use your safety net.
That's a different lesson.
Like, for me, you could definitely draw the ball by putting the ball back and letting your hands work for you. But you'd have to work on it and then trust and see what you're going to do.
I think we've probably seen that my hands are asleep. Like, they don't work.
Which is great in many ways. Okay, because if they're not going to react, you can, wherever you start them, wherever that club's traveling, your hands aren't going to do anything. That's where that ball's going to go.
Yeah. So you use it to Johnny's strength is that he's not going to roll his hands, so just keep going that way.
Exactly.
And you're going to be consistent to it.
You're going to go nowhere. Aim wherever, but make that aim really really precise.
Okay.
Don't just stand there and go, "Ah, that's a big fairway. I can just I'll aim in the middle." Like no one ever does that.
Yeah.
When you hear Irish Opens and you hear the lads on the range, and
Which flag? Yeah,
they're on like
the flags are line.
which quarter of the fairway they're going.
Yeah.
Are they on the right half that's a left pin? Take yourself into their mind rather than hit the middle of the fairway and then go, "I actually can't get to that."
But it's like trying to hit the middle of the green. Kind of
It becomes harder. Yeah, it becomes a harder target.
Yeah.
So sometimes you want to just dissect, and I think for you, giving yourself that focus of this is where I'm going to
Yeah,
start.
like a club head or so ahead
Yeah.
of the ball.
Don't go outside of grip because then you could start to twist and change.
Okay.
You started right at target. Okay, so your club pair. -3. Attack angle a bit shallow. Okay.
So that there,
You hit down on that one.
so up at the top of my backswing, I really felt it. Like you can straight away know like my elbows like come together.
And then from here you can see because you come down. That left hand pulling the club down. Okay. There's a drill they had for years gone by was pull the chain or yank the chain over. I never quite got it.
Sure.
Right, and that's me at my level of supposed to know a lot about all the golf swing stuff. I think it's very dangerous when you start getting here coming down quick.
Yeah.
And here I'd like to always see people
Come
relax,
out.
release. Yeah,
Okay.
like the casting days
Sure.
are really big. Justin Rose is probably the best drill I ever see. You know, Justin Rose at top of the swing is here. And he lets it there and turn, maintaining width. He's stopping himself from here, hitting down. And that's what your bad one is when you lose attack angle, you get shallower
Sure.
or steeper actually.
So if I'm to
Yeah.
try and yank the chain
You go to the top of your
It's up to
backswing from
here.
a technical perspective.
and then just go like that.
We want you to go to the top of your backswing here. Yeah. And then let that. From here now, you've got loads of time. There you go. Loads of time to
loads of
rotate.
space.
Done. When you get to this point and this left grip gets tight,
Yeah.
what you'll start to feel is the little finger and kind of the wedding finger there.
Yeah.
Now there's that elbow
um,
collapse straight away. And now the club's up in the air.
Yeah.
To get down, you're going to have to.
Yeah.
Now that's danger. Okay, so it's very.
You can hit the camera with that kind of shot.
A few
Johnny,
things from
Just I'm just over halfway through the lesson. What's the big thing you're taking?
Trust the fade.
Okay.
It's the biggest one. And then just picking a small target around here, like a club head or so ahead of the golf ball, because I guess the logic behind that is, if it's, let's say it's over to here, your club path can, like there's more variance in terms of like it can go a lot more left or a lot
Also,
more
we
right.
take out any elimination by moving shoulder turn, by changing your alignment. When you're a playing partner's hitting a shot, you have time to pick your alignment, pick your spot, be specific. So when it's your turn, you're firing under the gun. A lot of people, a lot of sports in this world are reactionary. Tennis, talking of just now, Wimbledon, and we have the rugby, hurling, any of those things. The guy playing, I don't know, fullback in the hurling, he catches it and he knocks it to the player on instinct.
Yeah.
He doesn't stop there and go, "Oh, I must hit this one under row 48 in the stand."
Sure.
And have time.
Yeah.
Make golf that bit more reactionary. So when you're stood there, you switch on to your shot, you pick on your dot, you hit your little fade.
Yeah.
You know your trigger points are going to be pick your spot, get to the top, rotate over it, and let that club head follow over that spot. Yeah. You know, if you start to struggle, that left grip for me is the one that's going to be getting tight. You're going to be gripping it tighter and tighter and being more anxious in the golf course.
Okay.
Big crowds.
I'm not playing for too many cards
Legend
these
store
days.
stuff.
So it seems like aim small, miss small is like the real kind of buzzword.
Make it as tight as you can.
Yeah.
Pick that small thing. Left grip, relax.
That was trying to yank that chain that you're talking about. That felt like the best strike.
You're getting width.
Yeah.
You get width there. You know, it's not this way. It's that.
Yeah.
Like for me, recommending Justin Rose, Thomas. He's the same. He has a really good wide arc.
JT or
And-
Thomas Peters?
Justin Thomas. Thomas Peters, phenomenal golf swing, but seems to quite get the numbers he should. I think his
Yeah.
numbers. Ricky Fowler right now. You look at positions. He was in here, pulling hard that way. Now he's back with Butch. Phenomenal run right now, but he's actually technically in a better place anyway. So yeah, having width in the golf swing is huge.
Sure.
And up there.
So guys, keep those questions coming in. We do have that competition running as well for our goodie bag.
there's that.
That's the inside one. Yeah, body stop. Why does it? Club path straighter. I see why. Your club path is moved, okay?
Okay.
So you've been repeating going to the left. Okay, 3 degrees. That one there, you're only 1. You didn't go across. You actually tried to almost hit a draw in club path well.
Okay.
Not whether you did or didn't. Probably didn't, I'd say. That's where I think that routine we touched on at the very beginning, picking that routine and rotating from there. Regards to the ball, it's the first one you've really launched right and duck left.
Yeah.
So have yourself that position where you hone in on your starting point here. I wouldn't let that one affect what you were doing. I think that one there is when we need to commit, see that shot, visualize the Jason Day well.
And just commit
How
to
would you
that.
see that shot? That top tracer line to target is a great way to try and view it.
Okay.
See every shot you hit. Hit that little fade down the line there. Okay, so we started it left.
Yeah.
Straight, stay there though. So there's no curvature on that, which means the right hand's not working, which is why I'm saying to you, pick that start line, pick it tighter. Tighter and tighter. The ball flight's good. The club path was good. Yeah, you just shut the face 1 degree. From what's been somebody who's been 2 or 3 open the whole way around, you're like not wanting to fade it now.
Yeah. Okay.
You just let yourself. I'm just going to skip across this side and check on alignment. That's good. Yep.
Oh, there we go. That's also
the danger
that's
one.
new.
Yeah. The path, back angle. In direction went left. Face the path. Okay. That's a new one, right?
That's
First time we've seen that today.
Yeah. Don't know what I can take from
Is that one that happens on course?
No, it's generally low left or high right.
Right.
That one I felt like I can't jump.
Okay. Could have been lack of rotational point there by the looks.
I think this is probably we've hit a few golf balls now where we see inconsistencies turning up.
I mean, in relation to swing times, pretty consistent.
Sure.
What's happening when it's not consistent is the one we need to be aware of. What's happening next? First move.
What do you mean?
Well, that's what I mean. What's your next thought from here? You stood over the ball.
Oh yeah.
Club head going away, his arms going away, hands going away.
Hands to bring it out to here. I kind of this would be my engine.
Right. So what I want to do this time is I want you to step back from it and in 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches, whatever. I'd like
Step
to see you
back.
practice swing. Yeah, go right back in.
All right.
Now from here, I want you to have that practice swing as well because you go up to the top and stop. Right to the top. Definitely go further back than that when you swing the golf. Yeah. And then do your Justin row.
Okay.
That now is going to be your drill to embed that skill. You can go to any pro in the world. We can say to do something, but unless you're going to do that drill that we give you, you won't take that leap.
Sure.
Like I'm not a miracle worker that we can flush it in 15 shots and then it goes back to being rubbish. Jonny hasn't done the drill more than twice.
Yeah.
So really, you should be at the range. 30 ball basket should take you at least 30 minutes. I'd like to see 45 minutes out of that basket.
Sure.
Where you do your drill, have your practice. What are you trying to feel? Because you've been feeling this bad motion for 2 years, possibly since pandemic times. That's not going to be gone. I think it was a
he needs to ingrain this new kind of feel in as much as possible.
Because the new feel is in there. Not like you can't do it because you did it.
Yeah.
But as soon as you hit a bad one, it's, oh no, here it goes again. Whereas actually, hang on a minute, let's just hit reset. Reset is, there's my alignment points. And from here, I need some width.
Sure.
Once I get width and I rotate, I'm good.
Okay.
Just having that mindset to go, hang on, I've hit 2 bad ones here. Or I just step up and smash the next one. See how far I can hit it on top tracer cameras. It's actually, has reset and do the movement. Crucial drills to do. I'd always be setting drills for people. One I'd say for you would be is if you do it with the driver there, if you had a 7-iron even. You hold it down at the hosel, just go up to the top of this thing. Yeah, okay. And then push that right arm out there. That's where your right arm should be. There, right. So if you then stay there.
That a bit
Then-
casty.
Let's go, let go. And if I put that one up here, then how wide would you be? There. That should be perfect. It's not casty. You'll never be casting. And I think the word of casting is so wrong that people like to get here. Casting is when someone goes over the top.
Yeah.
Cast by all means as wide as you want. That's giving me this 54 degree will now go maybe 110. I have that 54 degrees and I grip it there. Now it might go 120. My cast has made my arc bigger.
Sure.
Every best player in the world has the biggest arc at the top.
Okay.
That's what gives them power, distance, timing, rhythm. The guy that gets narrow doesn't have it. Your biggest problem, narrowness.
I get
at the
narrow.
top.
Okay.
So that's why building that drill in. These are brilliant. Because from here, you can feel exactly where that right arm should be. There you go. And from there, you just turn that left hip. Bang, done. That's the golf swing. Your two-piece drill is top, bottom. I would do this drill a lot on my 2-iron.
Sure.
It's a drill I've done forever in my 2-iron. It means I hit it good. I just switch off. I'm playing with the mates and forget. There isn't a lot of forgiveness on the 2-iron. But it highlights it. Do the drill. Build it in. Embed it. Keep width for you. Your 3 points. Two swing points, one setup point. One setup point would be
Target.
tight target line is exact. Soft left hand. Width. Might feel as a cast. Might feel as that pull the chain. Whatever that word you want to choose. I probably taught thousands of people.
Yeah.
Whether my words connect to you is different. You might go, hang on, that's the one I need. Sometimes someone goes, oh, the golf pro was giving me loads of things, saying loads of stuff. Might be just trying to find the word that connects to
A little
you.
trigger.
Yeah.
That's just going to
The
connect.
connection to you, I can see some guys, you do it with football, someone can hit a draw and you go back to me. It's like the David Beckham free kick. How would you start it? Start it out right, you wrap your foot. Yeah, well, think of your club. Going out right and turning back, there's your draw.
Yeah.
Visualize that shot shape. Visualization to you to use it, but connecting to other sports.
Sure.
Starting in Kilkenny is a little bit tricky. Next.
Yeah.
Right below left grips and things, but there we go. So pick your alignment. You're going to be here.
Whilst I'm doing this, Mick, do you want to just let us know who won what prizes so far, and then Matt will let you get you to have a think about who won the big one.
Any question? Good. Just keep that rotation up. You don't have to worry about the hands anymore. They can be neutral. Okay, they're just whipping a bit.
So when I do that,
You're now
feel
starting
like
to get the feel. Yeah. And that's good. You want that movement back in your hands.
Okay.
We said earlier we want to keep them quiet. Yeah, we do. But if we can actually get them active in a neutral pattern,
okay,
better. Because you see here, nothing's changing.
Yeah.
Miss that toe strike kicks in every now and again.
Okay.
And that's what hits you left. Technically nothing different. If you constantly hit toe, perhaps you'd move you in a little.
sure.
Just gonna move the strike that. Good hit. Nice shot, man.
Callum's got a question here for you. Any tips for ensuring you don't quit on the swing, ensuring you get through the ball? So I suppose that's maybe a little bit of fear.
Like
Most of
Desaling
that
and
for me would be pre-shot.
Pre-shot routine.
Pre-shot routine. Actually believing that it's an 8-iron, not a 7. Everyone generally clubs up. Very few do you go down and actually just hit the 8 really good.
Yeah.
Never believe in yourself. They go to a 7 and allow themselves to duff it a little.
Sure.
Next thing you know, you've completely duffed it. I would always be very much around your routine, having your numbers, know your numbers.
And that was making your decision, and then when you go into the swing, just forget about it. You've made the decision.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You know the wind. Just hit it now.
Go for it. You know, like, a lot of people now have a Bushnell or they have a watch, or for here, like we have Top Tracer on the range. Go and hit 10 balls with each iron and know that your 6-iron goes 160. So if it's 150 to clear the lake, don't hit 5. Your 6 is getting there. So stand there and commit to your 6. Like, those things are crucial to be confidence-based in advance. Good, Jonny.
Yeah, that was a lovely one.
Good one for you would be on course. Sticking on a T-peg as it's the kind of the theme of the lesson there.
Yeah.
Any golf balls, whether it's Chrome Soft, Super Soft, Warbird, has a little line on the side. I use the triple strap.
Sure.
Okay. I would actually line this up on the tee.
Are you
on all par
So
threes.
line them up on the
Yeah.
tee.
So when I get my ball and I'm putting on the tee, I'm putting my T-peg in. I'm lining it over
So you're
my
your
6-inch
target.
shot that's here. So now
So just like when you're putting, just keep everything in that.
keep it in that same. Like, why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you
it to your
use that?
advantage
Yeah.
when it's there? You know, so now you know if you swing your line on your driver straight down the line of the word practice, or wherever I've lined that up.
Yeah.
A bit more care than I did. Obviously, you'd be in the right place.
Yeah.
You use all those tools in the ball to your benefit.
Sure.
They're huge things to do. They're kind of little cheat codes that you're allowed to do and use all these advantages. That's why the guys make these balls for stripes and lines.
Sure.
Make it easy.
All right. Well, hey, one or two more, and then you have a think about which question you think earns you that Legends Tour prize.
So while Johnny's hitting that, I'll just show you again, guys. We have the Our legends to a goodie bag, head cover, bottle of bourbon that Jonny says is absolutely delicious. Some Pro B1 balls, bookmarkers,
Brilliant.
flag, towel, a coffee mug, and some crew clothing.
You're not going to get any. You're not going to get your inconsistencies by just picking this shot. Your inconsistencies are coming from not knowing what shot's coming,
Sure.
and then not deciding what shot you're going to play.
It's just indecision.
So back to the confidence thing, trusting your fade.
Like from a numbers perspective, should be totally confident.
Yeah, I mean, if I can carry,
There's nothing variant.
carry 248,
Yeah.
249, take that every day.
When you go across into a table section for us here, it's very little variant.
Everything's so similar.
Like your attack angle only varies by 0.9 of a degree. How much?
Sure.
And that's just when the club is meeting the ball, is it? That's that angle?
That's all that is. The attack angle is when it's going up or down at impact. Are you hitting up on the ball or are you hitting down on the ball? That's all it really is. I mean, you hit up on a driver because the ball's 2 inches in the air, generally, give or take. Because if you're hitting down on it, you're in a bit of trouble. But then best players in the world, Koepka, DJ, Garcia, hit down on the ball. They trapped it, hit trap drivers. McIlroy is 3 or 4 degrees up on the ball. So there's no exact answer.
Yeah.
Let's have any answer for you. That's what would be big to say. Wherever you're getting your lessons or wherever you get lessons with, make sure they're teaching you, not teaching from a book.
Yeah.
Or they have a favourite player. And the worst thing you see is the guy that's working on his own game.
I want to swing like Rory. I want to swing like... Yeah.
And that's the kid's question now. You want to swing like Rory. Yeah, it does look brilliant. And it is probably the most beautiful swing out there, I guess.
The way kids probably don't have this fear of going left like this, want to hit it as hard as you can.
Yeah.
So it's a different kind
Like
of
now would be the
different
thing
lesson.
when you start golf now. Hit it as hard and
Just
far
don't
as you
be
can.
afraid.
I'll narrow you up later.
That's actually a good question I had. So when we were playing the Legends Tour, there was a young 14-year-old kid, Killian, who was our scorekeeper. And he said he's just got no fear at all. For other kids kind of that age or younger getting into golf, what would you prioritize when it comes to driver? Like, is it hit it hard, hit it fast,
Just
and then you can rein it in afterwards?
don't rein it in, just narrow it. Hit it as far as you want.
Sorry, yeah, rein it in as in like right into
There's a brilliant
discretion.
app, Decade, I think it was. Decade
Decade
Golf.
golf, yeah.
Phenomenal. Basically, hit it as far as you can, hit a wedge on. Rather than hitting a 4-iron for safety, chuck it in the rough, chip out, and hit 7-iron in. You're at nothing. You play to your strengths. Like for you here, your strength is actually your driver, as far as I can see.
Yeah, and it has been, and that's why
been,
over
yeah.
the last few months when we've been playing, I've just been hamstringing myself by going down to 3-wood, or we were playing links because I got quite a spinny 3-wood. I go down to that 4-iron, and I'm like
That's where then, like,
distances.
You were scoring, to be fair.
My entire
Yeah.
game's built off of my driver, because obviously off the back of that you're hitting 8-iron or 9-iron in, whereas off the 4-iron I was hitting like 6-iron, and so your proximity to the hole is so much wider.
And then when you take it into winter, now you're hitting in a wood. It's great at Sea Point. Phenomenal condition last week. Thought it was brilliant up there.
Nice and sunny.
Sun was shining.
Ball
Ball
was
was
rolling.
running.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have fancied Sea Point in January into wind.
No.
A bit wet. You'd be a long way around, you know.
The last time
Yeah.
you played, Johnny, was in the winter. That's
Yeah, I
like
played around
different.
Christmas.
Yeah, like
So,
different
different
golf
golf course. Yeah.
It was brilliant last week. So, same as us here. We're playing a totally different golf course in the winter. So get it long, hit it far as you can, and then deal with it.
For anyone that's then looking at checking in here with you, this is also Callaway Performance Centre here in Ireland. How can they get in touch with you to book a lesson or book a fit-in?
Yeah, you can book it all online with us. It's mountjuliet.ie/the golf. Go onto the academy page, or email us at the academy at mountjuliet.ie. We can do everything. For me, I was thinking of a spinny 3-wood, then I'll have to get you into one of the paradigms and try and get a bit of that spin down if that's the problem.
I've already spoken to you about irons. We'll work on the irons
We'll
first.
start there as we go. We'll wait till the wife's out of the room and make it a little easier for everyone. So yeah, that's where we are. Easy to book online. I'm here every day. There's 3 of us, myself, Sean Cotter and Chris Blackmore. So we're all available. We all do the fitting.
Couple of last questions here. Danny says, is it okay that your pre-shot routine is the same for every club, or should it depend on your club? I presume, should your pre-shot routine differ from your driver to your wedge, or?
The same as I said at the beginning, be consistent. Be as consistent as you can. I would keep driver to wedge the same. Obviously, your focuses are different. You're probably thinking more of a land point on a wedge, but you're still going to work on your takeoff point, your start direction. The only thing that really changes is putter. But the rest of it will be whether it's don't have more than 2 practice swings. None of us are fit enough to have 180 swings in a round, so just maybe have one, make it a good one. Do your drill, hit your shot, 40 seconds, done.
Yeah, I think Callum asked again, anything particular to introduce consistency into the game? What we're all chasing, mindset, pre-shot, anything that is all above.
Practice. Practice all of it.
Practice
Practice is
the
the only way you
routine
get
as well,
consistency.
yeah. Sure.
Whether you're going to do your pre-shot routine, how do you do that? Like I said to you, when you're hitting balls in the range, take 45 minutes to hit a basket.
You don't just go up and hit 140
No.
balls and go, oh, that's me done. Yeah,
That's me done. Brilliant. I 140 balls today and yesterday. Brilliant. I hit 60 and I'm better than you because I worked on what I had to work on and treat every shot as a shot. Vary your clubs up. Don't hit really more than 6 or 7 with the same club when you're practicing. Change each time so you don't get comfortable with a 7-iron length. Change your clubs that you take to the range every week.
Yeah.
Don't just take the 8-6 driver because everyone loves taking the even numbers that are quite easy to hit. Just mix it up. Be consistent across the bag by using everything.
Okay. And then, so for myself in particular,
Yep.
pick a small target and then just work on that kind of casting.
Yeah, it'll feel like casting. And then use the little bits, picking the spot by lining the ball up with it. Keeping that left grip soft. If you start to get somewhere, you start playing poorly, chances are you're gripping this tight and you're pulling down. Revert back to tight. Keep a little note in your phone so next time you get to your golf course, you flick up notes. What did my lesson say? It said this. Whatever pro told me that. Straight away you go, got it. Because we're all guilty. You walk away today and think, yeah, I'm nailing driving. You can't next week go, Matt said 2 of the 3 points. Got the third one. That'll be all right. And then
stick it on the screensaver on the phone, Johnny. It's
yeah, it is. You know, it's one of them. Have a note to say to yourself, this is what I need to do and when I need to do it. And it should be. But definitely commit to driver. You're hitting it well. There's no reason for you not to hit it well. And tighten up a few little bits. Give yourself some width. Justin Rose maybe if he's open.
We might find out, stick it on our Twitter and stuff, that little drill that
I've definitely seen Justin Rose doing it, especially when he was contending at the Masters.
Yeah.
Because he was getting so much coverage.
Pebble, he was doing
it a lot.
Yeah. We might throw that together and stick it on.
Yeah,
really
for
good.
sure.
And then side by side, we can put you beside him and see
We'll
how
be there.
Yeah, you know.
see how it looks.
Say he's a Foley at that
Athlete
point.
here.
Spot the tour player.
Yeah. That's unfair on Justin.
For the prize, you know. So it should be good. Drills are good though. Pick your drill. Don't have to do
Perfect. Very good. Listen, Matt, thank you very much. When it comes to the Legends Tour winner, what question jumped out at you?
I think it was the natural question, really, like picking, like we said, pick what you do and do it naturally. It's kind of midway through the session there. Don't get caught in pre-shot routine.
Just play your imperfections and your golf swing and whatever you want and play into it.
You have to play to what your strength is, and then play that as best as you can and build it up.
Fair enough.
That's your
Who was that one?
That was Ian.
That was Ian. All right, Ian Styles, well done. That's going to be a very nice prize for you. You've been on to us already, I hear, about getting a few bits. So congratulations. We'll get that out to you. We'll save in the packaging because you can just drop down to his house.
Exactly.
Listen, Matt, thank you so much. Again, anyone that wants to get in touch with Matt and the Callaway Performance Centre here, Juliet.ie.
Yep.
Yeah, thanks very much, guys, for watching. I'll definitely be booking in for a follow-up.
Thanks for that.